Hello, Leo. This is a general reading, a love reading, and a financial reading for you today. Now, this is my own interpretation, so do take that information that resonates with you as your own. If there's any information that does not resonate with you, leave that for someone else as it will benefit them. Do stick with us, though, as there's definitely a message here for you specifically. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings as well, so get in touch for those on Facebook. Now let's get right into our general reading to begin. Leo, I see you having a love scenario coming up. I see that there has been somebody that you've lost recently, and that's coming back. I notice here especially that that person is going to be looking in your direction, and it looks like they may be looking to reach out somewhat soon, and let's look right in on that as we go along. So let's get into that love reading to begin. Okay, so see that you've been kind of having a duality recently. You've been trying so hard to show, honestly, your full self, but everybody's been kind of receiving that differently, and this has been causing you to kind of fall into this dual sense where you have kind of two situations that you, or two possibilities that you really fall into. And I see that you do have an analytical side, but you also have an emotional and heartfelt side that both do clash with each other, but you absolutely do show one or the other to those around you. And to some extent, this has been causing you some troubles recently. And I see that this absolutely has been a situation where you have been searching for certain things. You've been searching for maybe love. You've been searching for new relationships, new friendships, but it seems like it's been really hard for you to find that. Now, there has been situations here as well where you've basically been just searching too much for one thing, and I see that you've been really wanting to allow yourself to kind of grow free of this, basically to cut this sense of yourself off that is two sides. And I see that you've been trying to pull yourself out of this basically one or the other way that you act around people. And I see that you've been like really noticing this of yourself. You have been pulling it out of the darkness into the light, that you are noticing that that's the case. Now, this is really causing you some troubles. This has been putting you into some really tough situations. But I see that you absolutely do have this basically the foresight, the sight into yourself, basically the maturity that you do know where you stand. And I see that you have the capability of really being yourself, being that person that those others can rely on, basically being thought-provoking and analytical towards all people while still showing empathy and compassion. And even though it is, excuse me, it is hard to show both of these at the same time, I do see you growing into that and really having the success with that. Now, I really see you pulling through and having that success, and meanwhile, really finding that balance. I noticed that there will be some people who will kind of take a bit of apprehension to this at first, but they will grow into the idea that this is the real you. They will grow into that understanding and that sense of basically realization that even though you have built things for so long in this way, that each person kind of has their own version of you that they've been speaking to, spending time with, that you absolutely will basically come out on top because you show the kind of person you are, that you are an excellent person, you are an excellent friend to have, you're an important person to be around. And I see that this is going to be something that you win out in the end. And right back into that general reading, we are going to be seeing that relationship that you had in the past. It is going to be coming back full force, and you are going to be seeing some success there. I do notice, especially here, that there are going to be some changes, not only in you, but in that person as well. And you are going to be sharing a lot more. You are going to be showing that person what they mean to you and how important they are to you. And you're going to start to really see that affection and that those emotions really start to meld much better together with that person. Now, let's just get right in on our financial reading. So I'll just reiterate one more time that there will be progress in that relationship that you lost, or even in a relationship that you haven't yet had. Say like you don't have an ex, or you don't have a recent ex that you're interested in getting back together with. You will start to have some success with that person that you have your eyes on. I did just have a couple of cards fall out of the pile. Let's do another shuffle here before we pick those up, and we'll just use those cards in the reading. And here we are. Okay, we have those two cards. Oh, interesting. So in terms of those finances, I'll even point out that there's been a lot of changes for you. This actually also falls into our love reading, and I notice here that there's going to be, again, a duality, but in this way, it's not going to be anywhere near similar to how we were talking about duality in your love reading and in your relationships. That this is kind of a situation where you and that person that you have your eyes on will kind of form this duality. You and that person will have the opposing sides of this duality, and the sense of this duality is going to be changing very quickly, and it's going to be a positive duality. This isn't going to be a situation where you're treating each other differently. No. This is a situation where you and that person are basically taking roles and working together as a team. Now, this is awesome. This is absolutely fantastic, because I notice here that in your finances, you have been the kind of person who really focuses on one thing and starts to get very pulled back. You're feeling restless. You end up feeling restless quite often, and I see that person, when you are with them, that person is going to be pulling you out of that mindset. They're going to be handling you and helping you to realize what you should be feeling, how best to be treating those around you, how best to be acting in certain situations. They're going to be assisting you in realizing when, say, like, your reaction might not be the best reaction. I see that there is going to be a strong sense that there's going to be movement away from the past, and you're going to be having a lot of new experiences and a lot of new situations, and this is going to give you some fear. This is going to make you want to hide away or run away, but I see you coming out on top in this as well. And I see that even though at first you might have a hard time, you might have trouble adapting, that even you might feel like you haven't learned everything properly, or you're having some trouble with the information, I do see you having overarching success, that in the end you're going to be having some big happiness, big deep warmth. You and that person are going to be very happy together, and honestly, I see that there's going to be a big legacy for you. You're going to be having a great family, great prospects for your future, and honestly, for some of you, this may even just be that you and that person are going to be excellent partners, and this is all going to be a warm feeling for you in the end. Not only financially, love, general, it's all falling into your love life, and I do see that it's going to kind of, all the progress is going to be stemming from some love changes, some changes in your romance. Now, that brings us to the end of this reading. So I'll just reiterate that I can be found on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings as well. So get in touch for those on Facebook. I'll see you next time.